This is Hashtag Africa. Welcome back. Now, 2010 to 2020 has been deemed the year of the African woman. But the question is, are sisters really doing it for themselves? For the past 3 years, we've seen African women assemble to share experiences about how they tell their stories while also fighting patriarchy. Well, this year we are in Nairobi, Kenya for the African Women in Media Festival and Conference, and we are here to find out what women are doing this year. Dr. Emisa Kinbobola, welcome to Hashtag Africa.
Thank you. It's great to be on here. Thank you.
Let's start from the beginning. Why the vision to found and start the African Women in Media?
Well, it started with my own journey. So I had been running my website, IQ for News, for 4 years. I was looking for the next thing, you know, when you get to a point in a business, I think, okay, I've done it now. It's either something major happens and you really innovate, or you just kind of pivot and do something else. So I was at that point and there was really no one to mentor me through that process. So I was in the process of searching for that mentorship, that network, that I then thought, okay, that actually isn't anything for African women in media, particularly as an African woman in diaspora. That's really important to me. So then I set up something that was initially just a Facebook group. I didn't really do much with it. But then I went to South Africa, to Johannesburg, for the CNN African Journalist Finest program. And we spoke a lot then during the media forum about women in media, and they were asking, where are the women in media? How are we supporting them? Where's the network? How are we connecting? And I thought, actually, I've done this. I've created something like this. Why don't I build on it? So I set myself a target that in the next 12 months, I'm going to do a major event that brings us all together. And so I did. It was a smaller event because I was heavily pregnant at the time. But then each year has kind of grown since then.
So it's in its third year running right now. Yeah. What are some of the themes and topics that you especially will be targeting this year?
This year we're looking both at the gender issues but also at the industry issues. So you get asked a lot of questions like, is it just for women? The discussions around gender is not just about women. It's not just for women because men are at the table as well, so they need to be part of that conversation. So we have the panels like the gender gaps in media, but we also have important industry topics like misinformation, innovation, film content and things like that. So we're trying to showcase women as the experts in some of these issues while also spotlighting the challenges in the industry for us women.
And also let's talk about the role of technology in making sure that this conference also comes to life. You said you started on Facebook, and that's where, sort of a community of African women in media just started networking, and it took a shape of its own. The importance of media right now, especially not only in processing content and distributing content, but also elevating women who are content creators and media entrepreneurs. How important is technology?
Well, my story is a good example, right? When I was finishing my PhD, my ambition was I wanted to set up my own 24-hour news channel. Right? I didn't have the money, but I had the internet. So I set up a website instead. It was something really small, and it cost me nothing, but it grew over years. And when I established it as a company in 2010, I ran it for 4 years. I employed journalists. We were telling African stories. We were talking about issues from the African perspective. And all of that wouldn't have been possible if there was not advancements in technology, if there was not the internet, if there was not Facebook, right? So through technology, we're now able to maybe take control of that narrative, share our stories, support each other, but also, out people. Right now in Nigeria, we have an issue of a religious person who's been accused of rape by several women. These women are using social media to share their stories. There's hashtags. We've got the Me Too movement, right? Imagine this 20 years ago.
Thank you.
All right, thank you very much.
And before the ad break, here are some other headlines from across the continent.